Good morning, students. Today we will discuss about the Frobenius method of series solutions of differential equations. In our previous lecture or in our live classes, we have done how to solve the series solution of differential equation by power series method. In this lecture, we will do how to find series solution by Frobenius method. Students, in power series method we do when x is equals to alpha is an ordinary point. But in Frobenius method we will do how when we have x is equals to alpha is a regular singular point or singular point. As we know, when alpha is a ordinary point, then we can apply the power series method. But alpha can be singular point also, then we can't apply the power series method. That's why Frobenius method is here. This method is applied when we have x is equals to alpha is a singular point. This method is applied to find power series solution about x is equals to alpha of the differential equation this. When x is equals to alpha is its regular singular point. Means here we will apply this method, Frobenius method of power series solution when we have x is equals to alpha is a regular singular point. If alpha is non-zero number, non-zero real, we can take x minus alpha is equals to z. As you know, then we will take x minus alpha is equals to z, and where z is equals to 0 will be a regular singular point then. And the whole differential equation will convert to d2y by dz. Here should be dz square plus p1z dy by dz plus q1z is equals to 0. So we shall discuss Frobenius method for 0 as a regular singular point only. So in this chapter or in this topic we will discuss Frobenius method for only 0 as regular singular point only. We will not discuss for the non-zero numbers. Okay, students, we will not go through the proof of the theorem. I will just tell you about the brief of the Frobenius method. That is, for a given differential equation, this is our standard differential equation, d2y by dx square plus px dy by dx plus qxy is equals to 0. If x is equals to 0 is a regular singular point. You know, if x is equals to 0 will be a regular singular point, then because in Frobenius method we apply here, there is at least one solution which can be put in the form. That is, one solution will be, in power series method we take the solution a0 plus a1x plus a2x square. Here we are taking x raised to power c also outside. It is the only difference in power series method and Frobenius method, where a0 not equals to 0 and c is any constant here. Students, we are discussing the different methods to find the series solutions of differential equations. As if the differential equation is of has a ordinary point or 0 as an ordinary point, then we can express it is in a power series about that point. But if it has a regular singular point, then we can't apply the power series method. Then we have to apply the Frobenius method. Okay, students, after that there is some note. The above solution exists in x belongs to 0 to r. But this the mean of 0 to r means interval 0 to r. R should be greater than 0 with radius of convergence. The above solution exists in 0 to r radius of convergence. Frobenius method is also applicable when x is equals to 0 is an ordinary point. We can apply the Frobenius method when x is equals to 0 is an ordinary point also. So Frobenius method can also be applied here, but power series method is only applied when x is equals to 0 or any non-zero number will be an ordinary point. So here is the explanation of Frobenius method. We don't go through the detail of this. I am just telling you about the important points here. Firstly, you have, when you will put the y dy by dx, d2y by dx square as we have done in power series method, then you will compare the coefficient of x raised to power c first. Firstly, you have to compare the least power coefficient. Means if you have x raised to power c minus 1 is the least, then you have to compare that coefficient. That will be the indicial equation. Here coefficient of x raised to power c is the least, so it is called indicial equation. It will give two values for c, that is c1 and c2. Now after that you have to compare another coefficient c plus 1, c plus 2 and up to so on. After that you will get four cases here. First case is when roots of indicial equation differ by a non-integer. You will get two values for the indicial equation, but here you will get the roots are differ by non-integer. Means you get two different roots that will be that the roots are differ by are different roots, but when you will subtract these roots, you will get non-integer. Then you will get two solutions from there. From one value c is equals to c1 you will put, and another is c is equals to c2. And solution you will get aux plus bvx, and the general solution will be aux plus bvx. This will be case 1. Case 2 will be when roots of indicial equation are equal. The roots can be equal also. C1 is equals to C2. Then you have only one value to substitute. Then you will get only one solution, y is equals to ux. And another solution, how you will get? You will differentiate this u with respect to c, curl. You have to take the curl derivative. You have to find the curl ux upon curl with respect to c. Then you will get the another solution also. This we will discuss in by examples. I am just telling you about the 4 cases. Case 3rd is that roots of indicial equation are distinct and differ by an integer. Roots are different, but here the roots are differ by integer and making a coefficient infinite. They will make some coefficient infinite. Coefficients means a node, a1, a2. They will make any coefficient infinite. We will discuss about this method by example. Then I will tell you about this whole procedure. After case 4 is also there when roots of indicial equation differ by integer and make a coefficient indeterminate. Here roots are differ by integer also as like case 3, but make a coefficient indeterminate. What is the difference between infinite and indeterminate? In indeterminate you will get the form 0 by 0 form, infinity by infinity form, like that. But in infinite you will get infinity value here. So it was the case 4. We will discuss about the 4 cases with some examples. Now I am telling you about the first case, that is roots of indicial equation differ by non-integer. When roots of indicial equation differ by non-integer. First example is Bessel's equation of order n. You have also to remind the equation, because as I have told you about the Lagrange's equations, you have to keep in mind the statement of the Legendre's equation. Similarly, you have to take in mind the statement of the Bessel's equation of order n, because sometimes in exams you have to solve the Bessel's equation. So you have to take in mind the statement of the Bessel's equation, that is x square d2y by dx square plus x dy by dx plus x square minus n square y is equals to 0. How you will remind it? It is very easy. X square d2y by dx and dy by dx is x, and x square minus n square y is equals to 0. It is called Bessel equation of order n, where 2n is non-integer. I will tell you about why 2n is given non-integer. I will tell you in question. Okay, let us find the solution. The given differential equation is this. You know students, this is of the form phi node x d2y by dx square phi 1x dy by dx, and we have to convert it into px and qx form. So we will divide the whole differential equation by x square. Then you will get d2y by dx square plus 1 by x dy by dx plus x square minus n square upon x square y is equals to 0. Here you get px is 1 by x by comparing, and qx is what? X square minus n square upon x square. You see both px and qx are not analytic at x is equals to 0. As we are doing the Frobenius method, in Frobenius method we are taking only 0 as a regular singular point. So we have to prove here that x is equals to 0 is a regular singular point. It is clear that both are not defined at x is equals to 0. So they can't be analytic at x is equals to 0. So x is equals to 0 is a singular point. Now we have to show it is a regular singular point. How will we show it? You know, we will multiply with px with x and qx with x square, because x minus alpha is 0 here, so we have to multiply with x px, and qx x minus alpha square, alpha is 0, so x square. X px will become 1 and x square qx will become x square minus n square. You see both of these 1 and x square minus n square are analytic at x is equals to 0. They have not any problem with x is equals to 0, so x is equals to 0 become regular singular point. It is a definition when x px and x square qx are analytic, it will become regular singular point. So you have proved that x is equals to 0 is a regular singular point. So solution in series exists. So solution now exists. Now students, you have to take y. Solution you have to let the solution, that is x raised to power c a naught plus a1x a2x square a cube x cube up to infinity so on, where a naught not equals to 0. The only difference is that of xc. Similarly, you have to find dy by dx and d2y by dx square as we have done in power series method. Now put all the values in equation 1. In this equation 1, you will get this term, and this equation must satisfy the all values of x. Now we will equate to 0 the different coefficients of powers of x. Here it is written coefficients of different powers of x must vanish separately, means we have to equate to 0. Now you see what is the least power coefficient. You see here x raised to power c will be a least. Here is not x raised to power c minus 1 here. So you have to firstly compare coefficient of x raised to power c. From this bracket it is a naught c minus 1. From this bracket it is a naught C, and from this bracket is minus n square A naught. You know how to compare the coefficients. From this, when you will solve it, you will get A naught C square minus n square A naught, and A naught is common, but A naught not equals to 0, because when we let the solution, we have written A naught not equals to 0. So C square minus n square will be 0. So you will get two values of C plus minus n. You see, we have two values, n and minus n. When we will subtract n minus of minus n, it will become 2n. So why it is given 2n is non-integer here. I have told you, I will tell you later why it is non-integer, because we are doing case 1 in which we have different values of C1, two values of C, and they will differ by non-integer. So 2n is given non-integer. So roots are different and differ by non-integer, so it become case 1. Similarly, you will compare coefficient of x to power c plus 1, c plus 2, and so on. Similarly, they have compared the coefficient of x to power c plus k. Now from second, you will get a1 0. Why? Because either this term 0 or either this term 0. But it can't be 0, because c plus 1 minus n square will give different values of c. But c is plus minus n, so it can't be 0. So a1 is 0. Similarly, you will get a3, a5, all odd 0. And from fourth equation, ak in form of ak minus 2, then you can get a2, a4, and up to so on. Here you have, when you will put c is equals to, because we have two values of c, you will put one, firstly c is equals to n, then you will get a2. Similarly, a4. Here they have just solved it. You can see how they have make the to make the in this form. So you have to solve this equation. You will get this form. Okay, students. After that, because when you will solve it, you can find it here. And similarly, a6 you have found. And one solution of first is, now you have find all the values a1, a3, a5 all are 0. So a2, a4, a6 are only remained here. You have to put all these value in the y, when that we have let the solution, that is y. You have put all these value here, and c is n here. After that, you will get this solution, that is the solution. A naught we have written it ux. Similarly, because c is minus n also, you will just change all over there n to minus n, then you will get a naught vx, and vx will be this. And so general solution of first will be a naught ux plus a naught vx, but here we have taken c1 and c2. Here should be c2. So a ux plus b vx, where a is what? C1 a naught, and b is what? C2 a naught. So this is a general solution. How we have find the Frobenius method? It is very easy, but the only difference is that of choosing the y. You have to write that manner. Similarly, firstly you will compare the least coefficient, x raised to power c, that is the least coefficient. Then you will find initial equation, two roots here. Then you will find what is the case there be. After that, you have to similarly solve the method. Okay, students, now we will do case 2 in our next lecture. Okay, students, thanks a lot.